BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 155, and I'm your Sunday host, Bourgie86, here again. Now, the film I got for you guys is the first release from Real Gore Releasing, which is a company that I'm really stoked for in the future. And this is a film that I was actually stoked for when it was first announced, period. It's a Italian film, and it goes by the title of Violent Shit, the movie. Yes. If you don't know about this film, it's actually based off of these group of German splatter films known as Violent Shit, which was directed by André Schnoz, who's a German splatter director, very famous in that genre of films. And this is pretty much Italian reimagining with his character that he created, Carl the Butcher, in a different sort of type of film. This film, of course, is directed by Luigi Pastro, who's a director that I'm not really familiar with his work. I know he directed another film before, which I actually haven't seen, called Symphony in Blood Red. I'm kind of curious on that one now. Might have to check that one out soon. And this film stars Giovanni Lombano Radici, who's actually a very familiar face in Italian cinema. He's in films such as City of the Living Dead, Cannibal Ferox, Stage Fright, House at the Edge of the Park, and the list goes on of like all the films that he did with like some of the best directors in my opinion. Like, he worked with all the greats, and this is awesome that he's in this type of role because he is like a familiar face to us fans of Italian horror cinema. This film also stars appearances by Barbara Magnaloff, Enzio G. Cascarelli, Luigi Cozzi, and original director André Schnoz also make special appearances in this film. The main plot of this one, these brutal murders start happening in the middle of Rome, and they're investigating them. There's this one Italian cop who's on the job, and he becomes buddy with like this special like detective that comes into the case, who's actually from Germany. And the German cop actually gives him his theory on what's going on here. Pretty much that what happens is he believes that Carl the Butcher, who terrorized his town of Hamburg, known as the Butcher of Hamburg then, is come back after being long gone from the 80s and is starting to wreak havoc again on Rome this time. So these two become like this team and start to investigate on their own what is going on, and their investigation leads them to this professor who's played by Giovanni Lombano Radici, and they think he knows more than what he's led on to believe. So they try to investigate him, and they find out what his main goal is and what his goal is with Carl the Butcher. That is pretty much the main plot of the film, without going more crazy into it. Now, my thoughts on this, I didn't know what to expect going into this, but I didn't expect like this atmospheric opening that happened in the beginning. It's very well done. It actually goes more into the younger days of Carl the Butcher's character. And I really did like that about the film. And then it goes into present day in Rome. And I gotta say, like, the killings, they're good for the most part for what they are. There's a few that are kind of off camera. That's the way I would describe them. But it didn't take you out of the story, because this is kind of like a fast-paced film in a way. It's very flashy and stylistic. The acting for the most part is good. This is dubbed, so it's kind of hard to tell if they're actually doing a great job acting in some of the scenes because it is dubbed. But I gotta say, some of the dubbed voices of some of the characters are kind of bad in my opinion. But that didn't take me out. It's still watchable, even though I do think the dubbing could have been a little better with the voice acting, especially with two great cameos by Enzio G. Cascarelli and Luigi Cosi, the voice that they used on Cosi was like, wow, that bad. But other than that, it was still watchable for like the performances, even though they were dubbed. Giovanni Labano Radici does a tremendous job in this film. His presence is menacing as always. He just has like that look to him as an actor that you really like it, and it just brings back smiles to me because watching films with him in it growing up and seeing him perform in like an Italian horror film again is just fucking awesome. And he was fucking awesome in this film. Yeah, and now the highlight of the movie for me personally is its soundtrack. The soundtrack is done by Claudio Simonetti and a new variation of his big group Goblin, which is fucking amazing. When you hear the first main theme to this film, when I popped in the Blu-ray, it was fucking amazing. And when you watch the film, and Simonetti also doesn't just do like original music also in the film. There's actually like a cool like throwback tune that he uses from a Lamberto Bava film, Midnight Killer, that really sets the tone. It actually does fit the scene that the film going in, and it's actually kind of cool to hear it because if you haven't seen Midnight Killer, you wouldn't even know that it was from Midnight Killer. But still pretty awesome that he did that in the film, because that film doesn't actually have like a Region 1 release here. Yeah, but I really did dig this, man. It's not like overly gore-tastic. The ending of the film does have like all the good like splatter parts in my opinion. But it was really fun. I really did like the characters. Even though some of them were kind of like asshole-ish characters, like the one senator guy who was just chewing up scenes and lines. But he was really good because he was an official, like government official character. So I kind of expected that from him. And we actually find out why he was doing all the stuff that he does in the film later on. Yeah, I really did dig this film, man. It's just a blast to watch. It's a really good popcorn film. It's nothing to really take too like serious, but it does have some stylistic moments, I might add. There's some cool like atmospheric shots, especially in the nighttime. And if you're a fan of Italian cinema, I say check it out. If I had to rate Violent Shit the movie, I'm giving it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Fun watching. It was great to see some familiar faces in it. Good stuff. Alright guys, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll be back next week with another one. So I'll see you then. Peace out.